Hello, today I'm going to be interviewing Miss Manasi. So, Miss Manasi was born in Gujarat, Rajkot, 1989. She's a former Paralympic badminton player. On the 8th March 22, she was ranked first in the women's singles SL3 category. When Manasi was young, she used to play badminton and football along with her father, a retired scientist from Baba Atomic Research Center. And after graduation in 2010, she pursued working as a software engineer until December 2011, where she met with a road accident while riding to work. It was one of her biggest tragedies in her life. And now we'll get to know more about how she kind of uplifted herself and has become successful in life now. So I have some questions for you, Miss Manasi.
Thank you, Vedika. Thank you for this
Miss
introduction.
Manasi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Thank you for the great introduction.
Oh, I would like to hear more about you, and you can give yourself a background.
So, I was born in Gujarat, but I lived my whole life in Mumbai. I studied in my atomic energy central schools in Mumbai, and I graduated from electronics engineering in Mumbai from KJ Somaya College of Engineering. And then I started working as a software engineer. I was an avid sports lover, and not only sports, I used to participate in drama in my school, in various other like music competition, dance competitions, and various other things during my school time. And my parents always wanted me to. They always felt that personality is developed through sports, and children can develop a lot of skills when they play sport. So my parents always wanted me to, all of, like, we are three siblings. They wanted all of us to pursue one or the other sports for fitness and for hobby. So I'm the eldest in my family, and I started playing badminton. My younger sister, she became a basketball player, and she also played till nationals. And my younger brother is
Wow,
also
that's
a badminton player, and even he played till district level. So, and my younger brother is one of the reason why I am doing so well in the field of para badminton. Um, After I graduated, I within one less than 1 year of my graduation, or maybe within less than 1 year of me joining an organization working full time, I met with an accident. I It was a hard time for me. It was in Mumbai. I was on road for a lot of time. In spite of living in a city like Mumbai, paying huge amount of taxes, my father working for the government and making sure that India's nuclear science goes to the next level. When I met with an accident, I felt as if the help that was supposed to reached me very late. I was transferred from one hospital to the other, and by the time I got the exact or the perfect medical care, it was too late. So I met with an accident at around 8:30 in the morning, and by the time I received medical care and I was in hospital and getting operated upon, it was 5:36 in the evening. So it was a huge time loss, um, thus resulting in an amputation. I had to undergo a total of 6 surgeries and two amputation surgeries in those 45 days of hospitalization, which was very hard for me, being a 22-year-old at that time. Once I came back home, things were very different for me. I had to relearn how to walk, how to balance, actually lead my whole life in a new way. And according to me, I mean, everybody had moved on except for me, because for me, I had to restart. So I had greatest support of my family and friends. And I restarted. I relearned how
But
to.
ever experienced like, but have you ever experienced judgment? Like, have people criticized you because of it, because of what you went through, and have they like been mean? Like, have some people like done that to you?
No, I don't know. Mostly no. Or maybe if people feel like that, I mean, I don't be in touch with those people. So, I mean, initially things were great, but then once I empowered myself, I rose to do basic things. I started working again. I found myself again. I think maybe after that, started getting, in some or the other way, I started getting criticism where people were, when I was growing in the organization, also, I felt people were trying to stop me to grow by telling that, oh, she happens to have a disability. Let me rise to that level, or like give me the promotion. She just happens to have a disability. She might not be able to do it. I mean, but I think I had great managers who would ignore such people and would give me an opportunity to rise up. So I think if I had people who would pull me down, I would still have people who would lift me up. So I had great support of people around me. And I think it's because of that I was able to choose to do what I choose to do right now. And of course, there are a lot of negative people around me. Even in the field of sports, I do find a lot of people who are judgmental. But then I happen to detach myself from them, move on, and ignore. And that is one of the biggest learning. It is difficult, but I was able to do with the greatest support.
So basically, you anchored yourself, right, and motivated yourself to do better, right?
Yeah. And I also,
do you believe that that's the key motivation?
Yeah, I think if you
I mean, is it like the key motivation?
Yeah, I think so. If you're self-motivated, then 10 people will appreciate that self-motivation and will also support you.
But did you face any insecurities? Like, were there some times where you felt insecure about yourself? Because it's very common for people to have, right? Even especially like young teachers, young students like me as well. Because I'm neurodiverse and I don't know about like that much about you, but do you ever like feel insecure like sometimes?
Personally, I don't feel insecure. I feel I am confident in my own skin, and if people don't find it attractive, I'm okay with that. I'm not your attractive person, I'm my attractive person. So if you feel that I'm overpowering you, be it. So I have like created a thick skin, because I think I have got great support of people around me. And I know with age, maybe when I met with an accident, I was 22. By the time I grew, I had already grown up. I had already graduated. I'd already done few things for myself by that time. So once I was out, I knew how to detach. I knew how to ignore people, and I also knew how to not be bothered by people. I still feel, I mean, I don't know, right now I don't have any insecurity, but I still feel that maybe in my relationships I might have, I don't know. I have not yet gone through those things yet. So
Oh, I thought you were actually married.
No, I'm not. I'm single.
Oh, okay, because yeah. But like experience actually like kind of made you more confident, right? So and also I'm like really curious to know like what led you to become the and like your story is very inspirational. Like it is very inspirational to others, right? Like what made you become? Like what led you?
That internet connection is very, I mean, I'm not able to hear you.
Oh yeah, it sucks. So the question was what led, because I honestly believe like you're like I've heard that you're a world badminton champion. So what led you to become that? I mean, like is it again support?
It's support, definitely it's support. But becoming a world champion is not a one-person job. You require a team of people around you. I didn't have people who trusted me or my abilities. I had to make people trust me. I started training in one academy which was for able-bodied people, who told me that, Mansi, we don't have facilities for people with disabilities. And I told them, I will help you how to help me. You just give me a coach. So I had to convince people, I had to make people believe in my dreams, my ambitions, and I made sure that people believe in me. I started giving results. I started giving medals to academy, and people started becoming more serious about me. And I had coach who started believing me. I had people around me who started believing me by seeing the results that I was able to deliver with the little support that they were able to give me initially. And then after that, once they started believing in me, they started giving me more support, like my coaches, my trainers, my physios. It was a mix, it was a combined effort from my academy to reach to a level of world championship. But I felt as if it was me who was driving. I was the one who gave a dream to myself and gave a dream to people around me. Be extremely self motivated every day to train. If I would skip training, nobody was asking why you didn't come for the training. People would be like, oh, yeah, it's okay. I mean, I don't know. People would feel like, okay, she didn't come, no problem. But I just couldn't do that. I could not skip training. I could not miss training. So I had to be extremely self motivated. And when I was self motivated, people around me started believing in me more, and they started uh, uplifting me more. And that's how I became a world champion. I kept on training hard. I kept on showing up. I kept on giving consistent training. It is not like I was not the best badminton player at that time, but I was extremely consistent and I had a lot of self belief. And voila, I became a world champion. So
So, so it was you against the world, right? Basically, like you didn't you it was hard for you to get acceptance until like you had to prove them, right? Because the world is not gonna like easily
and I had
give
to
you a
prove
chance. You have to
consistently.
like to up it.
Yes. And I had to prove not one time, I had to prove consistently by showing results. And then people started believing in me. And now
Uh,
that people believe in me, now I don't do anything and people still believe in me. People believe that, oh, when I didn't win medal this time at Paralympics, people still believe in my abilities. And that is, I feel I created an environment around me where people started appreciating and everything. And I feel so proud of that.
yeah, that's actually really. So do you consider yourself inspirational to others? And this is a tricky question, but would you like anyone creating like a film, like actually making movie about you and stuff, like you know?
I have been approached by people, but I'm not open to making movies right now. Um by inspirational, I mean, I felt as if as an athlete winning world championship medal and all is extremely inspirational, no doubt. I mean, it's hard work, but there was this one time when
Mm-hmm.
I became world champion in 2019 in the month of August, and by the time people started knowing about it and the word of mouth spread, it was already COVID time, 2020, and the world of sports had shut. So my achievement became an achievement, but there was nobody to, like, I could not prove later who I am. I had to take a lot of other, like, I had to wait for COVID to go to prove again to the world that, hey, I was a world champion in the last tournament, and now in this tournament, I'm again winning gold medal. So I had to wait for 1.5 years. What I'm trying to tell you is, I became a world champion, but my news got lost in COVID time. And people forgot. People forget. Sports. In sports, people have like this memory. Nobody remembers who was a world champion last year.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it was difficult at that time, but I did.
Like you had to gain it, right?
Hmm. So yeah, what I'm trying to
Like,
do, I was what sorry, I lost the point. What I was telling at that time is, so after I became a world champion, people had lost. I thought everybody has forgotten that I was a world champion. But then one time there was this one badminton tournament after COVID time in India, national tournament. And when I went there and participated, a lot of young people, young girls and boys, they started coming to me and saying that you are the reason I participated in this tournament. Or I saw your video during COVID time and I started practicing badminton because after I saw you. So at that time, I was like, wow, this is so amazing that I have got people who are watching my videos and then started playing the sport Now these people are competing against me, who played during COVID, like post COVID, they played their first tournament, and now they are my competitors. I feel extreme. At that time, I feel that my journey was inspiring. That somebody from in towns and villages, some young girls who got motivated to play a sport, who had disability, whose parents would not motivate them to come out of their house because they would be so extremely caring of their child. But then when a child saw that I was able to play a sport and become a world champion with similar disability like theirs, at that time I felt I felt my journey was helpful to somebody.
Oh, that's yeah. So, do you think that there's equality among people among women playing sports, like especially like I don't know, like people who are disabled, right? No offense, right? Especially people are disabled. Like, do they have equality, like in sports?
Things are not like that, Vedika. Sports is
Because I've only heard from one perspective.
I don't think there is equality in sports. Women in sports is a very unequal space in the world. And then, if there is an intersectionality of disability, then the world becomes more unequal. Lack of facilities, lack of infrastructure, lack of toilets and changing room, which are the basics for people with disabilities. Like, it starts from there. Inequalities, they start from there. To lack of availability of coaching, lack of belief, less number of tournaments. So, I mean, there's so much to do in our country, so much to work upon. And there are so many barriers that exist in the society. And I feel disability is all about barriers. If there are no barriers, then disability doesn't matter. The limitations that people...
But also, don't you like... No, I also wanted to say that there are some cases like, sometimes people don't consider that there are like different there are there are different types of people, right? Like, for example, and then they only prioritize over one category of people, right? Like, for example, the LGBTQIA plus, they get so much of importance, but they're not like projecting equality among everyone else. It's like only one category gets like praised and gets more of an advantage, right?
I didn't get your question. Can you repeat?
Like, oh, do you want me to repeat it? So, do you think like, do you like understand? Wait, I don't know how to say it, but there's do you like? I sometimes like feel that, like, the LGBTQIA plus is being more prioritized, right, over like different types of people, right? There are people who struggle with some stuff, right? I mean, like, for example, neurodiversity,
Maybe.
and like not exactly struggle, but like they have like, but like the LGBTQIA plus is like very popularized, right?
It is popularized because of the place they come from. Disability in general, if you see, people with disabilities in our country have so much of issues related to access. Like, if you see, like, there's no comparison. The one which are marginalized, and people like LGBTQI is definitely a marginalized community in our country, but they come together, they do pride parade, and people notice. Disability community, where do they go and do their own pride parade, or where do they go and do their own congregation? How do they do it? You have to travel via local transport. You need money to travel to Uber. If you want to reach to one place, you need money. You need infrastructure to reach to that place. You need assistive aids to reach to those places. Now, in our country, we don't have access to those assistive aids. Like, there are so many people who don't have access to prosthetic legs. If I say tomorrow we are going and doing this march to talk about taxes on prosthetic legs, imagine how many people will be able to come to that place. It's because there is lack of infrastructure, lack of assistive aids. Assistive aids are so expensive. How do you make sure that people come together? And then people will write about it. Then there will be news when 10,000 people gather and say, hey, these are our rights, and hey, this is our parade. When that happens, the news is made. We can't get a news done. Like, we can't. Where do we gather? We don't have spaces where we can gather. We don't have accessible spaces. A person with blindness, when he wants to travel, he has to take help of 10 people. When I say that, hey, let's have our own pride parade, example. So that is why you feel, or somebody from outside will feel, that LGBTQI is getting the kind of appreciation. It's only because they are able people. At the end of the day, we have disability. We require 5 more people to help and support us to reach where we want to reach.
And also, I want to ask you, like, I never knew there were taxes on
Yeah, we have.
Like, do they But like, why do you need like to pay taxes for prosthetic legs?
That we have to ask to the finance ministry. Why do they tax 5% to assistive aids?
No, because like, see, if it's needed by someone, then see, like, you know, if, like, for example, if taxes are meant for, like, you know, building roads and construction and, like, you know, construction and facilities, but why the need of paying taxes for prosthetic legs? It's like, you know, why don't you like pay taxes like for the phone you purchase, right?
And that is one reason that I have filed an intervention application in the Supreme Court of India, and one of my friend has filed a PIL in the Supreme Court to remove all the taxes on assistive devices. So people who use a braille typewriter, they have to pay a tax. People who use prosthetic legs, prosthetic arms, orthotic devices, we have to pay tax. Why? Like, I'm paying tax to walk. Nobody else is paying that tax to walk. So I have filed an application in the Supreme Court, hoping the Finance Ministry and the Supreme Court of India will give us a good judgment.
No, but I think it's also because of corruption as well.
No.
Because, like, you know,
it's not about corruption. It's about lack of. It's not about corruption. I'm sure it's not. This is not corruption. Not at all.
Oh, okay. Because, like, I don't understand why would they charge for assistive devices, right? It is meant to help people, right?
It is just that it's ignored and it's not much publicized. That ministry has not observed it, maybe. But hoping in future our country's able politicians will make good decisions.
Yeah, I hope so, because there is also, like, because it's like sometimes there is unfair, and also isn't like there unfair discrimination like towards some categories in India, right? Because it's like a marginalized communities, right? There is some kind of discrimination because they get to pay more, right? Like in some cases.
I don't think so. I mean, discrimination is discrimination, and if it happens to anyone, it is discrimination. We can't say your discrimination is bigger discrimination than my discrimination. So I would not like to comment much on that. All I would like to say is any form of discrimination is discrimination. I mean, I don't want to say your discrimination is bigger than mine.
So yeah, that's about it. I wanted to like talk to you about this, but it was like great really knowing you.
Yeah, same.
Also, how are my questions? I'm sorry, like, you know.
Unique actually, Vedika. Your questions are very unique and they come from, I mean, I really loved answering those questions. They are very conversational. I enjoyed this talk with you. Internet connection, I'm sure, can be worked on. But
yeah, I don't know. There's some internet connection.
The things you feel about discrimination. You are very, very opinionated. You're very passionate, and I would really request you to keep this passion alive in your life. Your questions are very humane. you don't shy away from asking. So it's a great quality.
Yeah, it's also like you really. I wanted to say you look very beautiful. Like really, like I think you look like
Thank
yeah,
you.
you do actually.
You are very beautiful.
And
I've seen you.
you should come to our place.
Of course, I will. I don't know when I'll be in Bangalore next, but whenever I'm there, I'll come and meet you.
Okay, yeah.
I'm in Hyderabad. If you plan to come here,
Oh
please.
yeah, we'll come. Take care. Have
Yeah.
a good night.
Yeah, you too. Nice talking to you. Good night. Bye.
Good night. Bye.